All right, welcome back. Now we're going to go ahead and create an assembly. I just created my 5 different colored cubes, so that's why you see it in my recently used. You might see it there, you might not. It depends if you started on a new day. But now we're going to do making an assembly. An assembly is different from a part. Assembly is where you take parts and put them together. So I click on assembly. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find place. And right now, mine says place from content center. So I'm going to hit that little drop down little arrow and I'm going to change it just to place. And then when I did that, it went to my stem folder and you'll see I have my additive piece that I started. I didn't get very far on. I have my black cube, my blue cube, my orange, my red, my yellow. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of those linking cube pieces that I went ahead and already created my isometric sketch and orthographic sketch with my partner. So I'm going to go ahead and say that one of my pieces is out of blue cubes. So I can click on my blue cube and I hit open. And at this point you'll see that, oh, you can see the cube. And what happens is I have this one piece, but in an assembly, I could place that piece many times by just clicking on the mouse. So here I am clicking, I got 3 of them. I'm going to zoom out some. I got 4, I got 5, and I got 6. So right now I have 6 of them, and if I want to get rid of that shaded one that is moving with the mouse cursor, I could just hit the escape key on the keyboard. And now I have my 6 pieces. Okay, the reason I chose 6 is because based on my isometric sketch, this puzzle piece was made out of 6 cubes. Now remember, you might have a 6, 6, a 5, and a 6, 6, 5, 5, and 5. You might have the combination of 6, 6, 6, 5, and 4. But all of those different combinations would be 5 different assemblies. So this is just the first assembly, the first one that I was looking at for one of my puzzle pieces. So now I have those things here. I can move them around. First thing I want to do is I want to take one of them and I want to ground it. And when I ground it, essentially it's like I'm sticking a tack in it and it can't move. So this one here that I have highlighted, I could right click on the mouse and you'll see a bunch of things come up here. And if it's too small to read, it's towards the middle, bottom, I guess here, you'll see grounded. So then I could go ahead and choose grounded. And now you will see a little thumbtack comes up when I hover over it. And in our browser, it has a little thumbtack on it as well. So now what I could do is I could use constraints. So I could go ahead and stack these pieces on top of each other. So if I just go ahead and kind of choose like this, I might looks like I'm stacking things on the side, but I'm not actually stacking it on top. In order to do that, I find constraint. And once I choose constraint, I want my solution. Top thing is going to be mate. So I'm going to choose the top of this one that I grounded. And I could choose one of my other blocks. And I hit apply. Now I just want to show you something. Right now it seems like it's stacked on top. And you see how it's moving around. It looks like it's not stacked on top anymore. This is all an illusion because this is 3D. If I go to my view cube, which is in the upper right corner, and if I click on my front view, here's that block that I made it, and you see it's on that top surface. So even when I try to lift it up and down, I can't because it's connected. So I'm going to go back to that home view. There's that block again. One thing I want to do is I want to make it flush so that it doesn't slide off anymore. So I'm going to go back to constraint. And this time for the solution, instead of being at mate, I want to make it flush. So I'm going to flush this side here to this side here. And then I hit apply. And then it's still on flush. I'm going to flush this side here and this side here. I have to hit apply. Now once I do that, it's totally stuck. It can't go anywhere. So that's the way I want it. So I'm going to continue to do that so it looks like that isometric sketch that I have. So I could continue, hit constrain. I could go ahead and set for mate. This one I had a stack on top still. So I hit apply, and then I flush the sides. flush this side to this side, hit apply. And I could continue to do that until I have everything set in the view that I needed. So as I'm going here, I see this piece here is kind of stuck. So what I need to do is I need to get it right sandwiched in there. So you might ask yourself, well, how do I do that? Well, I could slide it down, and I could choose that constraint, and I could make it another mate. I can mate this part here, and then change the angle, and find that underneath portion, hit apply. So once I did that, everything's stuck together. My last piece is I needed to merge it over here. So I'm going to go back to my home view. Use constraint again. Got to mate this side, this piece, hit apply, and then I need to flush, hit apply. And then I could go ahead and see, oh, I still need to do one more flush there. So I hit my constraint, make sure it's on flush, hit apply. So there I am. So now I have my piece. I have it all in the different views. So you may have created a piece like this for your jigsaw puzzle. So there's the different views. Once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I hit save. And then I could call this, instead of just assembly 1, I could call it puzzle 1, because this was my first puzzle piece. Hit save. All right, that might have been a long video. I'll show you some tips and tricks on the next one if you end up having, if you flushed or made it something and you need to undo it. Thank you so much.